So we could speak. Okay. Okay. So we're going to start today. So today is a continuation of yesterday, but it's in the same topic that we're going to continue talking about the Beis Hamikdash, the way the Beis Hamikdash was built. Beis Hamikdash is built, so it's called. One of the places to learn about it is in the Rambam in Hilchos Beis Hamikdash. So it's the beginning of Sefer Aveda. So yesterday, my brother was started from the beginning, from the first parak. I don't think he finished the first parak, but maybe he's going to continue, maybe next week or sometime. So I told him I'm going to skip to parak Beis. Parak Beis in Hilchos Beis Hamikdash talks about the Mizbeach. The whole parak is devoted to talking about the Mizbeach. Okay, so let's look in parak. Let's look parak Sheni, parak Beis. Mizbeach mekayim mechuvam beyeser. The place of the Mizbeach is very precise. And we don't change it from its place ever. We can't change the place of the Mizbeach. It's not like in the Beis Hamikdash you could put the Mizbeach somewhere in the Beis Hamikdash. The place of the Mizbeach is very exact. You can't ever change it. And it brings a pasuk. Pasuk says, "Shenemer v'zeh mizbeach la'ila l'Yisrael." Zeh, this is the mizbeach la'ila l'Yisrael. So this place is the place where the mizbeach should be. It can't be a different place. The Hamikdash in the Beis Hamikdash, nekad Yitzchak Avinu. Yitzchak Avinu was bound up. Akedas Yitzchak happened in the Beis Hamikdash, but that's what it says over here. But other girsas say Koyim on Mizbeach, at the place in Mizbeach, that's where Yitzchak Avinu was bound up. Shenemer, as it says, how do we know this? Shenemer, Lech lechal eretz hamidia. Hashem told Abraham Avinu, we should go to the land of Amidia. So how do we know that Eretz Media is talking about the Beis Hamikdash? Shenemer divrei hayamim, it says in divrei hayamim, says Vayachol Shlomo livnus Beis Hashem b'Yerushalayim. And Shlomo began to build the house of Hashem in Yerushalayim. It says where Bahar Hamidia. Also says in the mountain of Meria. Also says the word Hamidia. Ashenidal David Avihu. This is the place which was chosen by David, his father. Ashehichem came David v'Gedan Arnon of Yevusi, which David made in the place of in the place of storage of grain of Arnon HaYevusi. Rabbanim, what we see from this pasuk is that he calls the Beis Hamikdash, the place of the Beis Hamikdash, he called Ha'amidiyah. And Avraham Avinu was told to do Akedas Yitzchak where and Eretz Hamidiyah. So we see that where was the place where Yitzchak Avinu was nekad, when Akedas Yitzchak happened, that was in the Beis Hamikdash, as well in Mizbeach. Then he continues in Beis in the second halacha. Mercedes b'yad hakel. It's a tradition in the hands of everyone. B'yad hakel. This was a famous tradition that everyone had. Shamakin shabana ve'David d'shleima. How are you?
Those are regular Tuesday now.
No, just brother's not here.
Often. Very rather than they took those. So we can go this time. Up for you. You don't I don't see you. Doesn't want to public for your
How are you? So we're doing half a space of the on the Rambam, talking about the Mizbeach, special in these days of 3 weeks. Special thing to learn about Beis Hamikdash. So we just learn the first halacha of the Rambam. Talks about the Mizbeach, so that its place is very exact and it can never be changed. And then he said that the Beis Hamikdash, the place in Mizbeach, is also the place where Akedah Yitzchak happens. That's what we said so far. That was halacha aleph.
I always had a contract that because it says before Russian in Sefer Malachim that at the Hanukkah Bayit Rishon, Shlomo HaMelech in the Kadesh, the entire Asara for Hashavat Korbanot. Mr. wasn't Knafum and on the Mizbeach.
I'm not familiar. I don't remember. So does it say that it had to do with those special karbanis?
Huh?
Does it have to do especially with those?
Just says that there was so many Korbanot then. Then you have the whole Kigash HaMelech.
Maybe it was a Hiral Shah, maybe. I don't know. I have to look into it. It's a good question. If you show me later, I'll try to look into it. It doesn't say maybe it was a Hiral Shah, that it was a special. Because a Navi has permission to like Eliyah and Har Carmel.
It does not say that.
Doesn't say that. Okay, I don't know. I have to see. You remember where it is?
In the beginning of Sefer Malachim,
Right.
it talks about the Hanukkah Bayit
Right.
Rishon. I don't remember the chapter and verse.
No.
Yeah,
How are you? I know.
good since I should bring it for Yes.
Okay, Bez Hashem, take a look at Shem after, and if you want to bring it to take a look. I think whoever joined over here, just want to tell you that you have in the chat box, you have a link. You could click on the link in the chat box for the text which we're learning now. Okay, look in the chat for the link. You have the text. Okay, so we just did the first halacha of Parag Beis. We're going to continue on to the second one. Says like this, and say this biyad hakol, and it's the tradition in the hand of everyone. Which means this was a famous tradition, biyad hakol. Sha'amakim shabana ve'David Shlema hamizbeach v'giran Ravna. The place where David and Shlema built the Mizbeach, which is in the garden of Ravna, and the storage place of the grain of Ravna. This is the same exact place where Avram built the Mizbeach for Akedah Yitzchak and the Akedah Yitzchak, like we just finished saying in Aleph. They bring that they saw over there left the ashes, so to speak, of Yitzchak, even though Yitzchak wasn't actually. It says, and that's the place which Noach built the Mizbeach, Shiyatza Minateva. Right? And Noach left the Teva, he built the Mizbeach, it's the same place. Where Mizbeach Shikra of Kayim Hevel. And this is the Mizbeach which Cain and Hevel brought their karbanos. Going back, that's the place which Adam Rishon brought a carbon. Adam Rishon was born, was created, he built Beis. Misham Nivrim, from there, he was created. Amra Chacham say, Adam came kaparas Nivra. The person was created from the place where he's going to be able to have kapara from, be able to bring a carbon to be mechaper, and that's where he was created from. Right, so that's the first thing. First thing is that there's the place of the Mizbeach is very specific. Now, then it continues in Gimel. Midis Mizbeach Mechuvanis Harbe B'Tzirasi Yidu Yish Miyish. The dimensions of the Mizbeach are very specific, very precise, and its form is known in tradition, from person to person. Who's the Bnei Gela? The Bnei Gela, the people who came for the second Beis Hamikdash, they came up from Galus, from exile, and they came up. They built the second Beis Hamikdash. The Mizbeach they built then is similar to the Mizbeach which will be built when Mashiach will come. And the Heisei Midas of the Grei Mimenu. Very short. And you can't add or delete. But he says interesting. It says, and we're going to see later in Halacha Yud Zayin, you can make it at least smaller. You're allowed to make it smaller. They say you have to make it these exact measurements. But it's not makif, which means if you didn't do it exactly these measurements, you could still kosher them as bech. Question is, that's the Shor B'Negei making smaller, because he says, it's going to say in Halacha Yud Zayin that you can make it small, you could make it smaller, but not as long as you don't have less than an amal and a height of 3 amas, like the way it was in the Midbar. The question is, you can make it bigger.
Says here, the ant bring our seat with them in the drawer.
Right. So that's what it says over here, that you should not add to its midah, and you shouldn't detract from it.
Yeah.
Right. But in Halacha Yud Zayin, you look in Halacha Yud Zayin and towards the end, like the last halacha, I think in those pages, he says in the middle of it, he says, I will midis and like I will midis arki and midis rachmanis kemasa einim akvim. At the dimensions of the mizbeach, the length, the width, and the height is not makif. As long as shalifchis amal amal shalish amas k'shemakayim amarach mizbeach midbar, right? As long as not less than amal, the height of three amas. So it seems like that what he says in our halacha that you shouldn't add or take away, that is achatchila. But the Yeved, if you change the dimensions, it's not makir, it's still kosher, it's still kosher. Question is, so that's the Shur B'Negei making it smaller, it's not makir. Question is, what about making it bigger? Can you make Mizbeach bigger? Right. Okay, put them like this. So it does have a precise measurement. That's Gimel. Dalet. There were 3 Nevi'im, 3 prophets. Who are they? Chagas, Chai, and Malachi. They were the three Nevi'im which came up with the Yidden from Galus Babel. Each one said a different edus about the Mizbeach. One of them said edus about where is the place the Mizbeach is supposed to be. And so the place is exact, like we started off in the first block, we said that the place is very precise in that. They didn't know. The Nevi'im told them. The three Nevi'im, Chagas, Chai, and Malachi, came up with the Yidden from Galus Babel, and they told them each Navi said one important part of halacha about the Mizbeach, or information about the Mizbeach. So first one said, where is the place in Mizbeach? Like we said in the first halacha, we said the place in Mizbeach has to be precise. That you cannot change. If it's in the wrong place, it's not kosher. Now we start off in the first halacha. Right? It brings a puzzle. Zem Mizbeach Le'el Yisrael. And they never the Navi to tell us. Now the next thing, so the second Navi came and told them the measurements. What's the measurements? Well, again, it seems like that's only Chatchila. Even though he told them the measurements, it was only Chatchila. The Rambam said in Gimel, the Rambam said that the measurements are very precise, and he says, and they're known, you do ish mi'ish. What does that mean? What does that mean? So it means we know ish mi'ish. We know it it's a tradition that we know. And the third Navi came and he said, "Ve'echad heilahem shemakrivim al hamizbeach hazeh kol hakabanis afa pishin shambayis." So you're able to be makriv, you're able to bring on this mizbeach all the karbanis, even though there's no Beis Hamikdash. As long as you have a build a mizbeach. Okay, so there has to be, even though there's no Beis Hamikdash, as long as you have a mizbeach, able to be makriv. Now the Gemara says that all the Gemara says is that even though there's no Beis Hamikdash, you can still bring karbanos. That's what the Gemara says. So, but the Rambam adds that after the mizbeach, you're able to bring a carbon. But if not in the makim of mizbeach, so then you're not allowed to bring. And the Rambam going to explain later in different halachas, which is discussed, which has to do with your question from Lachem. Yeah. Okay, so we're discussing over here the mizbeach. That's the discussion. In 3 weeks, we want to discuss about the Beis Hamikdash. Then we will bring the Medrash that says that Hashem told Yecheskel, tell the Yidden about the measurements of the Beis Hamikdash. Yecheskel says, why should I make them have tzar? They're galus, they're not able to build the Beis Hamikdash. Why? The Eibishter says that if they learn if they learn about the halachas of the Beis Hamikdash, so then it's as if they're building it. That's a special idea of learning about it now. Right. Fine. Let's go further. Hey. Mizbeach also Meisha v'shasal Shleima also Bnei Agelo shasal Asis Kulam Asram is Goy v'Kolachem. Mizbeach which Moshe Rabbeinu made and Shleima Melech made, and also Bnei Hagela, and the Yidden which came up from Galus, which means the second Beis Hamikdash built, the Shasal Asis, and the one which Beis Hamikdash Ashlishi, which is going to be built. Kulam Eser Ames Geiva Kolechman. Each one of them is the height of 10 ames. Every one of them is 10 ames height. The Torah says, it says by the Mishkan, it says Shalish ames kemasi, that its height is 3 ames. Claim hamarachal of that. That's only the top part of the mizbeach. But the total, like we're going to go through the details soon. But the total height is 10 ames. But all of the 4 mizbeachs, the Mishkan and the 3 Beis Hamikdash, Batei Mikdash, Tashis. Fine. Mizbeach also bnei Hagela v'chinasid also l'bonis midas arki v'rachvi shtayim v'shleishim amal shtayim v'shleishim amas. And the second Beis Hamikdash and Mizbeach, it was built by them, and also the third Beis Hamikdash is going to be built soon. Its length and width is 32 ames by 32 ames. So the height is 10 ames, and the width and length is leiv. Remember with the Lamed Beis, leiv, heart. Mizbeach is like the heart. Leiv. It's finishing off. I was saying the Medrash. Medrash says, the Medrash said that they learn about the Beis Hamikdash, the measurements, I'll consider as if they're building the Beis Hamikdash. It's special to learn about the Beis Hamikdash like we're building it.
That's when your Cheskel was told.
That's what Shem told in the Medrash says. Shem told the Cheskel this.
He would write a second version.
Cheskel was earlier, yeah. Cheskel really was inside. Cheskel was really no. I'm saying he was for the Nevi'im finished for Chagas Kai Malachi, which were the ones which we were just discussing, which each one said a different edus about the Mizbeach. As before, but really Cheskel is a lot has to do with the third Beis Hamikdash.
He lived after?
No.
I mean, he was a Navi?
Navi, yeah.
Navi after the
The
second?
rabbit
Before. There was no Nevi'im after the second.
That means he was in the first version.
Before even. But he was in Galus, in the final Galus.
I'm saying he was in Golis Boggle.
Yeah. But his Nevuah has to do with the third Beis Hamikdash.
Okay.
the rabbit spoke very strong about the third bet. And Shavuos B'Tamas, he said, if tonight, if the Shavuos B'Tamas is over and the Beis Hamikdash is not built, it's like we destroyed the Beis Hamikdash. I don't know if you saw that
Right.
talk that you were.
Right, is he Yishalmi? They ever quoted Yishalmi?
But he was.
That call me shalei nivna Beis Hamikdash yamav kilo nechra b'yamav. Yeah. Right. So that's why a lot of people during these days they learn the halachas. It's a lot. Many of them learn from the Rambam, the beginning of the Rambam, and the first halachas of Sefer Aveda. Many people learn Maseches Midas or Tamid. A lot of people learn the Cheskel also. So from the Farshim, from the Tesis Yamtiv, from the Farshim on the I should explain these things. Okay. Now he's going to go. We're going to start off slowly discussing the dimensions of the Mizbeach. Asher Amish gave him Mizbeach, mehem ba'ama bas chamisha tvachim, mehem ba'ama bas shisha tvachim. This is Vav. Vav. Okay, this is a technical point that we should know that in the Beis Hamikdash there were what is the Amma? They basically generally when we speak about an Amma sometimes can be made up of 5 tvachim, sometimes can be made up of 6 tvachim. You have to know when you're saying Amma, what do I mean Amma? So he says over here that when you're talking about the height of the Mizbeach, 10 amas, it's an interesting thing. That's some of the amas are 6 and some of the amas are 5. Both. However, the rest of the Beis Hamikdash, Shakal amas habinim ba'ama mashisha tvachim. That's I mean, besides for the Mizbeach, which sometimes uses 5 and sometimes 6 tvachim for amma, the rest of the Beis Hamikdash always uses an amma of 6 tvachim. So Lamaisa, how tall is the Mizbeach? Because if you're saying that the 10 amas, right, of the Mizbeach is 10 amas tall, but you're saying some of it is 5, some of it is 6. Right? So if it's straight 6, everyone is 6, so it'll be 60 tvachim. If it's straight, if all of them are 5, so it's going to be 50 tvachim. But he's saying that some of these 10 amas, some of them are 5 tvachim, and some of them are 6 tvachim. So he tells us so I'll tell you what it is in tvachim. Okay, the height of the Mizbeach, of the whole Mizbeach is 58 tvachim. Noyach, Nun Ches, 58. Okay, so far we have 10 amas tall, which is 58 tvachim, noyach. Its length and width is lathe, 32. 32. Okay. Now in Zayin he goes through the dimensions, goes through it. There is some Rambams have a picture. In the Franco Rambam they have a picture, which I assume is really from the Rambam. You have Franco Rambam here? Yeah. Saying like the other ones are red, but it's red. Yeah. Okay. So in the meantime, I'll try to draw it over here as we go. Okay, let's go. Zayin. This was its dimensions. Okay, so it went up from the floor, it went up 5 tvachim. And then after it went up 5 tvachim, it went inwards. So it went up 5 tvachim, and went in 5 tvachim. Remember, it's both sides it went in. It went up 5 tvachim, which means all sides. It's a square. Exact square, Lamed Beis. Okay, so I'll just make dimensions over here. Okay. 5 and 5. 5. Okay. We're starting off over here. This is the first thing. This is called the Yisod. The Yisod is the foundation of the Mizbeach. So it's went up 5 tvachim, went in 5 tvachim. I didn't see how it goes up yet, right? Okay, it went up 5 tvachim, went in 5 tvachim. The next part, that's called the Yisod. Nimsa reichav shleisha mama shnei tvachim, reichav shleisha mama shnei tvachim. Okay, so this has to do with, you have to do some math. That if you have we said the Mizbeach is length and width is 32 amas. So you subtract. How much you have to subtract? You have to subtract 10 tvachim, right? Because 5 tvachim from each side is going in. So that's 5 and 5 is 10. Okay, so and if each amma is 6 tvachim, so it's going to be that you're left with the middle is going to be 32. is going to be 30 amma and two tvachim, right? Because you have shkaya, excellent, the big one, right? Because 32 minus 10, right? So 32. So each one's 6. Each amma is 6 tvachim.
When does it start to be 6?
Oh, because before we were talking about some are 5 and some are 6?
Yeah. So now you're talking about 5.
Oh no, we said in halacha vav, we said that the whole Beis Hamikdash is every amma is 6 tvachim. But in the height of the mizbeach,
Okay,
but only in the height,
that's what I'm talking about now.
it were some 5 and some were 6.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to tell now. You're talking about 5, going up 5, going in 5.
Oh,
So
right.
when does it start to be 6?
Oh no, it doesn't start to be 6.
The whole thing is 5.
Yeah, we're still over here. We're over here. It goes up 5 and it goes in 5. Right? It goes up 5, goes in 5 on both sides. It goes up 5, goes in 5. How many tvachim did it? Okay, I didn't show the next one, so I can just start it off over here so you can see the next one. How many tvachim did it go in on each side? 5, right? 5 plus 5 equals 10 tvachim. Okay, so which means from these 32, the bottom is 32 amis. The bottom is 32 amis. From these 32 amis, we have to subtract 10 tvachim. Okay, so if every amma is 6 tvachim, okay.
Well, no, you just said that either at 5.
No, this is not an amma. This is talking about tvachim. It goes up 5 tvachim and it goes in 5 tvachim. I'm not calling that an amma. An amma is 6 tvachim.
Okay.
This is just saying that it went up 5 and went in 5.
Okay. Right.
So now we're subtracting 5 plus 5 is 10. We're subtracting that 10 tvachim from 32 amas. Each amma of the 32 amas is 6 tvachim. Okay, so first amma we delete is 6 tvachim, right? We got 31, right? How many was 10 minus 6? We're left with how much? We're left with 4 tvachim. 4 tvachim, so let's subtract the 31st amma, 4 tvachim out of that. Each amma is 6 tvachim. So we're left with 2 tvachim. We're left with 30 ammas and 2 tvachim. Okay, I don't know if we should go through every one of these because it's going to be a lot of mathematics. I think we'll just stick with the general, not about how small it becomes. I think it's just going to be a little confusing. I just wanted to show the picture. Thank you, Parrots. I wanted to show the picture that I believe it's from the Rambam. The Rambam actually shows drew a diagram of this. I don't know why the other Rambams they didn't have it. I guess. Here we go. This is the picture. The Rambam with his Beis. This is see, this is the top picture over here. So on the bottom it says that it's 32 amma. And then it shows 5 tvachim. The Yisayid is 5 tvachim. As the Yisayid shows 5 tvachim. Okay. The next part that it goes up with, the next part is the it's going to go up. It's going to go up 30 tvachim. Okay, so we're going to go up 30 tvachim.
So you're saying that those 5 tvachim are not an amma?
No, they're not an amma because the amma is going to be 6 tvachim.
Well, you said there's some of the amount of 5 and some of
In the height. So
okay, well it goes up 5. Says okay.
So the question is which ones are considered 5, which ones are 6. So he doesn't tell us that. He just tells us that the sum of the height is 58 tvachim, right? Which right? That's what he tells us. It's 58 tvachim. That's what he tells us in Vav. Right? And that shows us that it's a little bit that 2 of them are 5. Right? Okay, so the next part is from the bottom part of the Mizbeach. The bottom part of the Mizbeach is called the Yisayid. called the Yesod. This is the Yesod. The bottom part is called the Yesod. It goes up 5 tvachim, goes in 5 tvachim. This whole place is called the Yesod. Then, right, and then it goes up 30 tvachim, and that next place is called the Sevid. 30 tvachim. Okay, right, 30. That's called the Sevid. Okay, this is 30 tvachim. It goes up 30 tvachim, and this is the Sevid. Right, so we went up after the Yesod, we went up 30 tvachim, and then this is the Sevid. Okay, the next part. Okay, this is the Sevid. Then the next part is that is going to be we're going to go up. We're going to go up. 18 tvachim. This also always goes in 5 tvachim. 18 tvachim. Okay. It goes in again 5 tvachim. Goes in another 5 tvachim, and it goes 18 chayv. And this is going to be. Somebody sits next to a still ramp. They need to get a ramp to go up there. Again, it's 58 tvachim. What is that roughly? That's roughly going to be around the height of 15 feet tall. The top of the Mizbeach. Saying if you say Amma is like a Chaim Na, depends if you go to Chaim Na, so then it's going to be every Amma is around 1.5 feet. Right? If we say that the Mizbeach was 10 Amas, so it's going to be right. It's going to be 15 feet around. Roughly, it's saying roughly. It's give or take. Sorry, some of them are 5. I'm saying roughly. It's saying it's not.
Well, not roughly.
It's 50. It's 58. We're talking about a difference of 2 tvachim. Because he says that it's 58 instead of 60. It's 58 tvachim. So two of the amas are 5. 2 out of the 10 amas are 5. Yeah, that's the picture that's on the show. This is the Yesod. This is the Yesod. Goes in 5 tvachim, goes up 5 tvachim, goes 30 tvachim up, and Seviv, and then goes up 18 tvachim, and then you have the Kedem, we're going to see soon, and then the place of Amma for the walking in his Bech, and 24 Amas for the middle for the Makma Merach.
Oh,
By the way, which one's Beis is it, by the way?
So this Mizbeach, he's talking about the one which they built in the second Beis Hamikdash.
I mean, the same Beis is the one now. There was only one Beis.
What do you mean?
This one there was, you had the Beis of
So we're talking about the Mizbeach. No, Mizbeach Hazav, Mizbeach Ted is the same thing. We're talking about over here Mizbeach HaChitzon. We're talking about the Mizbeach, which is in the Azara, which is outside of the Heichel, which they brought the Karbanos on.
Right.
That's what we're talking
The other
about.
one was just for the third.
Yeah, that was just for the Keteret.
One inside.
Yeah, inside the Heichel, yeah.
Inside the one.
Yeah. Okay.
They had the same 2 with Beis.
Yeah, every they have, yeah.
In Beis, in both.
Yeah, always had two
Two.
the Mishkan and all the 3 Batim Mikdashes. He had 2 Mizbeachs. Say, like I said, the lathe. Explain that the outer one is 2 parts of the heart. It's the inner part of the heart and the outer part of the heart. So, since the Yid's love to the Eibush, to the inner part, the outer part, the deeper love. So the Mizbeach. What time is it? It's 9. Oops.
9:36. You come on.
I have no idea what time. But anyhow, we don't have a minute, right?
We have 9. But we have 9 here from. I know we have.
Okay, so let's just finish up before we get this 10 person.
To that.
So we have 18 tefachim, and then on the top of the mizbeach there was a keren, corners, right? So I'll draw the corners. There was 4 corners. On each 4 of the corners there was protruding, and each one of the corners there was protruding amma al amma, and it was the height was 5 tefachim, and it was amma by amma, and this was hollow. It was hollow over here, and then okay, so let's show the people over here. This is the keren, the corner on the top, on each one of the 4 corners. It was an amma by amma, and the height of 5 tefachim. Okay, Avicana was good. Yeah. Okay. Now there was another amma of space, just a technical space, after the keren, all the way around. There was an amma for the kohanim to be able to walk around. The kohanim to be able to walk around. There was another amma next to the keren, which went around, to be able to walk around. And in the center, after that amma, so I can make over here. There's another amma, and then the makim hamaracha is called the place where you burnt the karbanis was 24 tefachim, 24 ammas. Sorry, and 4 tefachim, 24 ammas, 4 tefachim. And that was the middle. The middle was the place. They were the place for them to walk around. Amma in the little square. Oh yeah. Hello. Now the center of the mizbeach, there was a red line in the middle of the mizbeach. The mizbeach was 58 tefachim tall. So what's 58? Rabbi Chana, you're a pharmacist, right? So you know math, right?
Well, I know the count the one.
So what's half of 58?
That's good. Here, you're 48.
Yeah.
No.
29, yeah. So 20. So half of them is back from 29, which it was a red line, which means if this is 5 tefachim going up, this is 35. So 4 tefachim down over here. 4 tefachim down over here with a red line which went through. 4 tefachim below the seviv. Wow. And this is where, because when they spritz the karbanis, there's a difference where some karbanis are the difference between an oil and a chatas. They have to spritz on top of the line or under the line. Wow. So there's a difference. So they make this line that you should be able to see where they're spritzing. Right, the oilas oif, the bird offering, which is totally burnt on the mizbeach, would be pressed, its blood would be pressed on top, and the status oif, which spritzes blood, has to be lower. Same thing for oila behema, nashim ashlamim. Peretz. I think we got a basic understanding of mizbeach, and you have a minion, right?
We have to get upstairs. These two stay.
I'm gonna come across the street.
He's coming across the street.
Okay, 3 2 over again. And that's up here. Did anyone ever take a census for business to be done out there? No vacation. Same way that the neighbors were told this is like kind of said, so machine to take a census on you on the wall from like time. So this is but yeah, awesome experience push.
I mean, like what do you mean? Like every day, every
10 years they have so many classes to do
saying there was like big occasions. They said, like when they were actually bringing the other in. So it says they were they were shechting on their way. They were trying to tell you how many they were doing for maybe certain big occasions. They recorded in that. That's generally. Yeah, so that was basically discussed about the Mizbeach.
Thank you.
Discussed that the place is very precise of where it is. That was a special place where Yitzchak was Kedas Yitzchak happened. That was a place where Noach built the carbon. That was Kain and Hevel, Adam edition, and that was very exact rotation and also lots of dimensions. When we're going through the dimensions, that's what we're discussing, showing that the Rambam made its picture. Thank you. So you see that the sides, three different parts. The side, the Seviv, and the
Proportional.
No, it's not proportional. Because it looks like three. It might be. It might not be so.
Proportionally, it's wider.
So you're saying 32 amma, 32 amma for sure, yeah. Because this is 10, right? It's for sure not proportional. You're right, because you're saying that the Mizbeach was 32 amma, and this whole thing is 10 amma tall. The proportion. This might even be shorter than the 10 amma on top.
And wide also is not proportional.
It's saying might even be the width over here might be even shorter than the height in this picture. When really it's more than 3 times the size. It's really much wider.
This is not the measure. It's
right. It's not. I guess just to tell you the information, fill in the information. But you're right. It would be very wide. Yeah.
Thank you. What's your name?
Yeah, Shkayach Happy Davis. Maybe you see my brother was here last night.
Oh, Ram Lerner?
Yeah.
Oh,
Very good.
yes, I was here last night.
You were, yeah. So this is a continuation, sort of
Thank you, Rabbi Lerner.
from last night. So he's continuing learning about the halachas of Beis Hamikdash. Something that the Rebbe encouraged. It's like building the Beis Hamikdash.
Thank you. The diagram is very helpful.
Diagram.
I really should find some diagrams so I could have a point of reference.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rabbi.
There are many books today which means a lot of nice diagrams, a lot of Rambam books. If you're interested, we could. There's a lot out there. And obviously some halachas of the building of the Hamikdash.